what do you make of the Hindu minorities that are coming under attack in Bangladesh?
Unfortunately, that was inevitable as soon as Sheikh Hasina was forced out. And this is what a lot of people in Bangladesh are now regretting. You cannot deny that the last 15 years, Sheikh Hasina's government kept Bangladesh safe, kept the minorities safe. And we are the only government in the history of Bangladesh that has protected the minorities. No other government has. Others promised, but once they were in power, there were attacks on minorities. So without the Awami League in power in Bangladesh, unfortunately, no one can guarantee the safety of the minorities. Did the law enforcement and the what do you call it? The security apparatus, those in charge of the security apparatus of our country, I'm seeing more and more evidence. Yes, they made a lot of bad decisions. They did things that they shouldn't have. They are the ones who should be held accountable, not my mother. These were not ordered by my mother. But without her, without the Awami League, you are not going there. No one can guarantee the safety of the minorities.
So you're not impressed by some of the accounts that have come of civil society, Muslim clerics in some cases, students in other cases, guarding temples. We've also seen those reports amid huge concern, of course, around targeted killings and attacks on Hindus.
Yeah, of course they're trying, but how long will they succeed? How long will this succeed? You see,
so are you concerned?
Hindus are already fleeing to the border, asking to be let into India.
Yeah. Are you concerned about the rise of Islamism?
Of course. I mean, you answered that question yourself. If these people are embracing being called Rajakar, and they're in the interim government, they've included the Islamists as well, but they've excluded the Awami League. So I think it becomes quite clear which direction the country is going to go now. Awami League is the only large secular party in Bangladesh. Our opposition, the BNP, they're the other large party, but they are right of center. So that is the balance. Without the Awami League, there is no balance.
You've said that Sheikh Hasina never actually resigned. So in your mind, you see her still as the Prime Minister of Bangladesh?
Legally, she still is. Constitutionally, she still is. Everything that's happening right now is completely outside the Constitution. Now, they're trying to figure out how to have a referendum or do this or do that to sort of legitimize this. And the Supreme Court has ruled, yes, this government is legal. But the Supreme Court has ruled that it's legal. If you read the Supreme Court's ruling, it's legal because there was no other option. The government collapsed. There was no government. Some government had to be put in power. But, unfortunately, other shall we say, unelected governments have tried. They've had referendums, they've had constitutional amendments, and our Supreme Courts have ruled that all those are illegal, unconstitutional. All of that eventually got overwritten because they did not have legitimate constitutional authority. In order to do that, you have to have an elected parliament. You cannot just replace the Supreme Court without an elected parliament.
So Sajeeb, tell me this. You are in Washington, you've lived there for many years. The West has not been very supportive of your mother. Instead, you've had pretty much an embrace of the new interim government that is led by Muhammad Yunus. He is somebody who was who was criticized by the Sheikh Hasina government, and today he's being hailed as the kind of the new mascot of a new beginning for Bangladesh. A, how do you see Mr. Yunus as the choice to lead the government? And B, how do you see the Western reaction, in particular the American reaction? Because the word is that Washington was not in alignment with Hasina and has been happy to see her be ousted.
Well, it's one thing to be placed in power without even winning the people's vote. It's a whole other thing to govern. Dr. Yunus, I mean, he has never been in politics. He's tried, but he had no political support. No one joined his political party. He has never been in government. He has never been in administration. Having been an advisor, an honorary advisor, I've seen how challenging it is to advise a ministry, let alone run a government. So we shall see how this government does. Already, you've had 2 days now. They can't even establish law and order. They couldn't even have an orderly transition of the Supreme Court. I mean, seriously, the mob said, here's a list of the new Supreme Court. What does this government do? They were powerless. So what will happen, we shall see. I'm waiting to see, but reality is we've seen this playbook before in other countries where the West has backed someone that they highly regard to run a country, put him in power, and he has really failed within a very short time. If you look at Iraq, you have seen Mr. Maliki was put in by the West. How long did he last? In Afghanistan, how long did that government last? So we shall see.